Hi, I am BoolianByte, and I'm going to give a short walkthrough of what is new in WorldSynth version Alpha 1.2.1, at least the rough details of it. So, we can start with the new distortion inputs on height map generators. So, seen here in the cells, we can distort this using a fractal Perlin height map, and we can adjust the strength of the distortion using the distortion parameter of the generator. This gives a little bit more of a organic or dynamic look to the cells generator, but it also works for fractal Perlin generators, so we can use a fractal Perlin generator to distort another fractal Perlin generator and see that these two now look quite a bit different. It also works for many other of the generators, so here we have the gradient, which we can also see. But we can see that it has a vector map as an input, as the distortion input takes both height map and vector. The vector map gives you a little bit more control, which brings us down to the new vector map modules. So here you can see the vector map components generator, which takes two vector maps, and it uses these vector maps, these height maps, as components in a two-value coordinate system that can either be Cartesian or polar. The Cartesian, we have the first is the x input, the x value, and the second input is the c value, with 0 based around midpoint of the height maps. For the polar coordinate system, the first input is the length of the vector, and the second input is the direction of the vector. Also, the gradient has a new input that is the direction input that takes a height map as input. So we can now give every point a unique direction. This works very well with the cells generator. So each cell here will get a different direction in the gradient generator. The block space from height map generator earlier had some parameters here for high and low clamp. They have been removed. This enables the block space height map generator to generate block space outside of the 0 to 256Y range. So we can in the future use it with extended world heights and cubic chunks, if that becomes a thing. Also, the surface cover input, depth input, has been made a modulating input instead of an absolute input. This way we can set a depth cover here and modulate it using a height map. Before, this would be looking something like having 256 as the value here, where the fractal Perlin we have here would be representing the depth or height of the cover. But using a modulating input, it's a little bit more easy to work with, while you still have the same level of control. So we can have a look at the new Resample Module. So we are going to split this down to 4 for now. And if we look at the Perlin generator that we have here, we can, in some cases, we have generators, processes that take a lot of time and resources to do. So we want to sample fewer points. That's what the resample does. And it will sample every few points in each direction and linearly interpolate between them. You can also use the resample to make a more low poly style terrain by increasing the resampling distance, like this. There is also a corresponding resample module for value space, as can be seen here, used in the rocky cave walls example, with a resampling distance of 3. WorldSynth is now again compatible with Mac. It hasn't been really public anywhere or said anything, and I barely thought about it myself. But WorldSynth hasn't been possible to run on Mac since Alpha 1.1.0, when the UI was updated to its new version. but that has been fixed now. Well, that sums up the major changes that you will notice in this new version of WorldSynth. So if you haven't already, go download it, play around with it, make something awesome. And if you want, you can join our Discord server and keep more up to date on what is happening and be part of discussing changes and new features. And there is also going to be some snapshots published on the Discord server now and then. So if you want to keep more up to date on changes that is happening, the Discord server is the place to be. And that pretty much sums up what I have to say about this release. So now it's up to you. Go play with it, make awesome, and have a good day, night, evening, or morning, or whatever it may be where you are.